Hello, welcome back. No Tiger King reference today. Well, for me, seconds. Let's not play it out. So, this is the complete unit circle, and we're gonna fill this out. If you wanna work ahead and try filling this out before me, go for it. So, let's start with the degrees, right? So if we start here, that's 0 degrees. If we go up, this is 30 degrees. This is gonna be 45 degrees. Whoops. This is gonna be 60. And then here's 90, because it forms a right triangle. This is 100. Right angle over here. And this is 135. This is 150. This is 180, because we went halfway. This is 210. This is 225. This is 240. This is 270. This is 300. This is 315. This is 330. And once we complete the circle, we're going to end up at 0 again, which is 360 degrees, right? And remember, we've already done this for all of them. We've already done them all in the last lesson on how to find, we already know these angle measures, and I showed you how to find them from the reference angle and unit circle lesson that I just did. All right, so in this section, they want you to write the radians. I want you to write the radians in this section, all right? So for 0, 0 radians. For this, it's pi over 6. Here, it's pi over 4. Over here, it's pi over 3. Here, it's pi over 2. Here, it's 2 pi over 3. Here, it's 3 pi over 4. Here, it's 5 pi over 6. And there, it's pi. 210, it's 7 pi over 6. 225 is 5 pi over 4. And 240 is 4 pi over 3. 270 is 3 pi over 2. 300 is going to be 5 pi over 3. 315 is going to be 7 pi over 4. 330 is going to be 11 pi over 6. And 360, 2 pi. Remember our formulas, our conversion factor. To get from degrees to radians, we're going to do pi over 180. Don't you forget that. And to go backwards, we're going to use 180 over pi. So, what about these? Remember the coordinates. How do we find that? Well, we're going to do cosine theta, sine theta for our x and y. And I'm not going to show you the 30, 60, 90 or 45, 45, 90 triangle for each one of these because I showed it to you guys in the last lesson. So let's jump in. Reference my last lesson if you're confused. So let's jump in. Square root 3 over 2. Get 1/2 for that coordinate. We do root 2 over 2 and root 2 over 2. We do 1/2 and square root 3 over 2. Here it's 0, 1. Over here we get negative 1/2 because, so we get negative 1/2 and square root 3 over 2, right? What do you think the x value is going to be? They're all going to be negative, right? Negative square root 2 over 2, square root 2 over 2. And then we're going to get negative root 3 over 2 and 1/2. And then over here we're going to get negative 1 and 0 because they're all going to be negative in the x. Here, both of them should be negative, x and y. So we're going to get negative root 3 over 2, negative 1/2. I keep drawing the fraction bar. Negative root 2 over 2 and negative root 2 over 2. And then over here, I'm going to get negative 1/2 and negative root 3 over 2. And over here, the y's are only going to be negative, right, in this quadrant. So let's go. We're going to get 0, negative 1. We're going to get 1/2 and negative root 3 over 2. Oops. Yeah, negative. Root 2 over 2 and negative root 2 over 2. And over here, we're going to get root 3 over 2 and negative 1 over 2. Oh, I forgot to do 0. 0 is going to be 1, 0. And that's also going to be the same for 360 degrees. So let's not forget that. And now we're going to do tangent. Remember, tangent theta equals y over x. So we're going to take these coordinates and go y over x. And we've already done that. And because we have those answers, we can just fill it in. So we're going to get 0, root 3 over 3, 1, because they're all going to be positive in this quadrant, root 3, and undefined. In the next quadrant, quadrant 2, they're all going to be negative. Negative root 3, negative 1, negative root 3 over 3, and 0. In this quadrant, they're all going to be positive. Root 3 over 3, 1, root 3, and it's going to be undefined down here. What about here? We're going to get negative in this entire quadrant. Negative root 3 over negative root 3, negative 1, and negative root 3 over 3. Ugh, I'm finding it hard to say root 3. Oh. All right, so let's do this. Give exact values. So don't plug it into your calculator and solve for root 3 over 2. Leave it as root 2 over 2. Leave it as root 3 over 2. So, sine of 45 degrees, root 2 over 2, because it's the y value for 45 degrees. Cosine of 30 degrees, it's going to be root 3 over 2. Sine of 150 is going to be 1/2, it's the y value. Cosine of 270, it's going to be the x value at 270, it's going to be 0. And sine pi over 2, well, okay, do I need to convert it back to degrees? No, because I found pi over 2. It's right out here at 90 degrees. And sine, which is y, is 1. So let's plug 1 in over there. Right? Tangent of 3 pi over 4. Well, if we look back at our unit circle, it's going to be negative 1. 11 pi over 6, that's going to be 330 degrees according to our unit circle. And the x value is square root 3 over 2. And tangent of pi, so if we go back, look at our unit circle, that's 180 degrees. And that's just going to be 0. And we solved for it. We figured it out. I'll do this one with you guys.